Good morning, exhibitors. The judge is on the grounds and ready to go. So we are on time for a start at 9 o'clock. That gives you 2 minutes. Senior Showman, you're up first. 2-minute warning. Senior Showman, be making your way to ringside. Good morning. Welcome to the Shippensburg Community Fair for the 2024 Open Breeding Beef Show. We welcome everybody here to Shippensburg to the fairgrounds this morning. We're going to start our breeding beef show with showmanship, senior division first. Our judge for today's show is Mr. Carson Fahey. He's originally from New Windsor, Maryland, where his family owns and operates Spring Hill Farm, which is a registered Hereford cow-calf operation. He recently graduated from Lakeland College in Mattoon, Illinois, and is transferring to Iowa State to continue his livestock judging and educational career, majoring in ag business. He is passionate about working with youth in the industry, and he's very excited to be here at Shippensburg this morning. In addition, we have our livestock photographer, Renee Zundel from Country House Photography, and courtesy of Volvo Construction Equipment, she's taking pictures of all the livestock shows this week and providing those pictures to our exhibitors. So let's thank Renee and welcome Carson to the fairgrounds as we get started here this morning. Thanks so much. Round of applause for them. Our showmanship event today is sponsored by Shetron Auction and Equipment and Barrick and Stewart Milk Hauling Incorporated. We thank them for the support of our show. And with that, we are ready to begin. So senior showman to the ring. We should have 2 entries. 17 and over is the age division. Katie Miller and Maverick Geddes. Senior showman to the ring. We're ready to start. That's your class. Intermediate showman, Sarah Homan, make your way to ringside.
Well, good morning, and thank everyone at the Shippensburg Fair for having me out today. I'm going to leave these exhibitors just how they came in. I think the young lady up front is just a little bit more quick to the draw, a little bit more consistent with that stick, really calm, cool, and collected. I like that about her. Young man, I think you do a really, really nice job. Heifer's giving you a little bit of a fit today. Maybe just move that stick a little quick for me. Just keep an eye out, keeping her underneath herself, maybe not so stretched out. Congratulations to both of you. Good set of exhibitors.
Senior Division champion goes to Katie Miller, and second place to Maverick Geddes. Next class in the ring is our intermediate showman, ages 14 to 16, single entry from Sarah Homan. Junior Division showman, please start making your way to ringside. Junior Division breeding beef showman.
Just a single entry here in the intermediate division, and the young lady brings us a younger heifer calf who wants to put up a little bit of a fight, probably not as seasoned in the show ring. Young lady tells me it's her first year, and I think once she gets that thing stopped and set up, she does a really, really job. Really high-presented female. Let's give her a round of applause. That's a good way for your intermediate division.
Intermediate showman, first place, goes to Sarah Homan. Once again, the winners of each division are receiving banners sponsored by Shetron Auction and Equipment. Thank you to our sponsors for the banners of showmanship. We also have an overall show sponsor, Pioneer Seeds, Mr. Ryan Brown and Mr. Brad Corman. So thank you very much for their support of the show as well. Next division in the rings, junior showman, ages 11 to 13. 3 entries, Hannah Brenneis, Brinley Wright, and Olivia Homan. Brinley Wright, you're needed in the ring. Brinley Wright. That's your class. Novice showman, please make your way to ringside. Novice showman, Lane Brenneis and Graham Adams. Make your way to ringside.
Another nice set of junior showmen out here, and I'm going to leave them how they came in. I think the young lady up front just does an impeccable job of getting this heifer stuck. Really calm, cool, and collected. Very conscious of where she's at in the ring. Makes a big wide turn when she needs to circle her. Gives her a good opportunity to move around and get that one stuck. The young lady that comes out in second with the Highland heifer here, I think just in terms of controlling her cattle and just being calm and collected, does just a little bit better of a job. If anything, just be a little bit more conscious of where you got your stick, how your heifer set up. And then young lady that'll come out in third in the pattern shirt here. Nothing against your showmanship abilities, just heifer wants to throw a fit. Kind of hard to get her stopped and collected. Really good set of junior showmen. Give them a round of applause.
Junior showmanship, first place, Hannah Brenneyes. Second, Olivia Homan. And third, Brinley Wright. Next class, novice division, ages 8 to 10. 2 entries, Lane Brenneyes and Graham Adams. That's your class. Up next, we'll be ready to select our champion showman. We need the winners from each age division back to the ring. You can stage at ringside Katie Miller from the senior division, Sarah Homan, intermediate, and Hannah Brenneyes, junior. Please stage at ringside for selection of our champion showman.
really good set of novice showmen, and I went out and talked to the boys individually on things they could work on and things they do well. I'm going to keep them how they came in. I think the young man up front does a really, really nice job, but nothing to take away from the young man in the white shirt that comes in second. Give him a round of applause. Really nice set of novice showmen.
Novice showman, first place, Lane Brenize, and second, Graham Adams. We're now ready to select our champion showman. Our champion showman class is sponsored by Barrick and Stewart Milk Hauling. We'll bring the winners of each age division back in. Katie Miller from the senior division. Sarah Homan from the intermediates. Hannah Brenize from the juniors. And Lane Brenize from the novice. After our champion showman drive, we're ready to start our Angus breed show. If you have Angus cattle, please be making your way to ringside. As soon as showmanship's done, we're going to start with the Angus breeds.
Let's give all these showmen a nice round of applause out here in the drive. I think all four of these exhibitors do a really job of presenting and getting their animals stuck. And when they first came in, I went around and asked them some questions, not only about their animal, but about breeding cattle in general. And I think I'd hope that all four of these exhibitors are going to take these heifers out and put them in their own operations. And not only is it important to have a good stick out here and have conscious out in the show ring, but have the ability to take them home and progress an operation is really important. I think all of these guys do a really good job. I think one's just a little more seasoned, does a really nice job out here. Champion Senior is going to be your champion showman.
Champion breeding beef showman goes to Katie Miller from the senior division. So we'll pull back in Maverick Geddes, second place from the senior division, and we'll drive for selection to represent breeding beef in the Supreme Showmanship Contest.
I'll kind of echo what I said about the champion showman. I think the young man does a really nice job out here, and nothing to take away from him. Heifer just wants to put up quite a bit of a fight. I wish he could find a way to just control and calm that one down a little bit, but I'll echo what I said. Nothing to take away from him. I think he does a very nice job out here in the show ring. When it comes down to picking a reserve, I think second best showman out here is the young lady out of the junior division. Congratulations.
Reserve showman goes to Hannah Brenize, and she'll represent breeding beef at the Supreme Showmanship Contest right here on Friday night. Congratulations to all of our showmen. We'll go ahead and clear the ring, and we'll be ready to start our Angus division of the breeding beef show. First class in the ring, Angus Intermediate Heifer Calf, one entry from Mackenzie Myers, Lady Laya, L231.
Young lady brings us a nice single entry January here in the Angus division. I think that one, in terms of her extra look, extension, lines, and angles is really good. Wants to put up a little bit of fit for the young lady out here when she gets out in motion, but that's a big-footed, soft lower jointed female. If anything, I'd like to probably open her up in her upper rib shape, maybe make her a touch softer through her heart and flank, but I think that's a really nice way to start our Angus show.
Intermediate Heifer Calf, first place, Mackenzie Myers. She'll also stand as our junior champion heifer. Next class, Junior Yearling Heifer Angus breeds, 3 entries. Graham Adams with Macy, Hannah Brenneyes, Kinsley, and Mackenzie Myers, Luna. Next class in the ring will be our Grand Champion Heifer Drive. So we need Mackenzie Myers, Junior Champion Heifer, to ringside for selection of Grand Champion.
Nice class of Angus Junior yearlings here. In the heifer, I'm going to start out with the young lady in the orange-colored shirt here. I think in terms of overall freshness, levelness of lines and angles, I like that one just a touch more. I think she ties higher out of the top side of her shoulder and then works back fuller out of the back side of her shoulder. I like her swoop. I like her extra body. I like her extra power. I think that's a nice way to start. Young lady's heifer here that comes in second. If anything, I just want to tone that one back in terms of her extra condition. Really wants to drop out of her chest floor, just get a little coarser out of that tail head, but one that I can really appreciate for extra maternal value. I actually do prefer that one's front skeleton over the one that goes first, maybe just a little more relaxed in her shoulder, gets out and goes more fluently and easy. That's a nice way to, that's a nice heifer to be second. Young man's heifer that comes in third, I think, has a lot of intriguing pieces. She's definitely the freshest, the longest necked, and the most feminine about her head and neck. If anything, one I'd just like to see stoutened up a little bit, both in her pin set and down at the surface. I wish she moved more free and easy out of her hind two. Just wants to get a little tighter out of her lower joints, but I think that's still a nice one you can take home and breed on. Congratulations, young man.
Junior yearling heifer, first place, Hannah Brenize with Kinsley. Second, Mackenzie Myers with Luna. And third, Graham Adams with Macy. Next, we'll select our grand champion heifer of the Angus breeds. Junior champion heifer, Mackenzie Myers, Lady Leia. And senior champion heifer, Hannah Brenize, Kinsley. At ringside, we should have Mackenzie Myers Luna for selection of reserve. And a cow-calf pair from Mackenzie Myers as well.
Not a whole lot of numbers here in the Angus show, but I think the quality is definitely there. I'm not going to talk these heifers again. We just went through them in class. I'll go out and get you a champion, bring that second place back in. Give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Grand champion Angus heifer goes to Hannah Brenize. Our breed champions are receiving banners sponsored by Shetron Auction and Equipment. Thanks for supporting our Angus show here today. And now we'll select our reserve champion heifer of the Angus breeds.
We'll bring that second place back in, and I think this is where things just get a little bit more difficult. I think the heifer out of the first calf division, I think one that in terms of her lines, angles, and look is really, really intriguing. I wish I could soften her up about her where her heart sits and deepen her back in her flank. It's a big-footed, soft-jointed female. I like that one quite a bit. Heifer out of the second class here, I think one that in terms of her maternal aspects is very, very good, bold-bodied, bold-sprung kind of female that's big-footed. One that maybe just needs toned back in her condition, gets a little tighter in her spine when she gets out here, and that might be a result of that. I'll take one last look and pick your reserve.
Reserve champion heifer goes to Mackenzie Myers with Lady Leia. Next class in the ring, Angus cow-calf pair, 1 entry from Mackenzie Myers. Next class will be our Angus bred and owned. We have 3 entries, Hannah Brenneyes, Mackenzie Myers, and Mackenzie Myers. So if you have a bred and owned Angus, please be at ringside.
Just a single entry in our cow-calf deal, and the young lady brings us a nice 3-year-old cow. I think one that's extremely level over her top line, ties high for one that's pushing the age that she is, and for one that sets down on so much substance and power. I actually really like that one's length of stride and how she gets out of her upper hip, working a really, really good udder development. Got a really nice heifer calf at her side. Congratulations, young lady.
First place, Angus cow-calf goes to Mackenzie Myers. As our only cow-calf entry today, she'll also stand as our champion cow-calf pair. Champion cow-calf is sponsored by Steve and Diane Helm. Thank you very much for your support of the show. Congratulations to Mackenzie. Next class, best bred and owned. Angus, 3 entries, Hannah Brenneyes, Kinsley, Mackenzie Myers, Lady Leia, and Mackenzie Myers, Luna.
Let's give these exhibitors a round of applause out here just because the heifers that won in the own show come back out here for the bred and owned show. I think that's really, really cool. I'm not going to sound like a broken record. I'll keep this pretty short and sweet. Heifer up front does champion in your own show. She'll be your champion bred and owned. Heifer calf will be reserved. Congratulations, you guys.
Best bred and owned in the Angus. First place goes to Hannah Brenneyes. Second to Mackenzie Myers with Lady Leia. And third, Mackenzie Myers with Luna. Our bred and owned will come back later today for selection of our champion bred and owned, all breeds competing. All right, next class in the ring, we're ready for our Simmentals. We have a Simmental Junior Yearling Heifer, Maverick Geddes, Alley Cat Cool Dew. Breeding beef exhibitors of the Maintainers, start making your way to ringside. Maintainer breeds are up next.
Young Brand brings us a nice single entry in the Simmental show here, and I think in terms of how that one ties her neck high out of the top side of her shoulder, her extra feminine neck set and head shape, I like that about her. She works with a soft lower skeleton, and I really like that. Works with a good maternal swoop out in her belly shape, but if I'd like to change anything, I like the muscle shape in that female, but might just be a little too hard and coarse for me. I'd like to soften her up over the top side of her skeleton, and that's probably why her loin breaks and her tail head sets just a little bit higher, but I think that's a really, really nice way to start the Simmental show. Congratulations.
Simmental Junior Yearling Heifer, first place is Maverick Geddes. He'll also stand as our champion, senior champion heifer, and the grand champion heifer as our only entry in the Simmental show. Congratulations, Maverick. We're now ready for our maintainers. First class, senior heifer calf. One entry from Kira Lehman with State Winds Prada.
Young lady brings us a really nice single entry here in the Maintainer show, and I like this Blue Roan female in terms of her extra look, her levelness of lines and angles, good maternal swoop out through her body shape, and actually stoutens up in the top of her pin set. If I'd like to change anything about her, I think she just wants to push out in that front shoulder a little bit as you get behind the cattle and she goes away. I'd like to square her up in her hock, but I think that's a really, really nice way to start the Maintainer show. Young lady, congratulations.
Maintainer senior heifer calf, first place, Kira Lehman with Prada. She'll also stand as our junior champion heifer. Next class maintainer, summer yearling heifer, Lane Brenneyes with Willow.
Young man brings us a nice May heifer here in the maintainer show, and hats off to the people back at the chutes. I think really highly presented female. Young man told me he was doing some fitting today, so good job, buddy. I think one that's extremely level over the top side of her skeleton, works back with a bold sprung rib cage and plenty of depth for me. If anything, maybe just wants to get a little straighter off both ends of her skeleton. I'd like to see her have a little more flex, a little more athleticism when she gets out and goes. But young man, that's a nice heifer. Congratulations.
Summer yearling heifer, first place, Lane Brenneyes. Next class, junior yearling heifer. One entry from Austin Yeager with Diamond.
Young man brings us a single entry April here in the maintainer show, and I think in terms of freshness, look, and extension, this one's really, really nice. Works back with plenty of look. If anything, maybe just wants to get a little rounder out of that hip. Needs to pick that up and ducks her pins when she gets out and goes. I like the pin set. I like the stifle shape. Just need to pop that back into her, get her out, a little more flex, a little more athleticism. But I think that's a nice one to start. Congratulations.
Junior yearling heifer, first place, Austin Yeager. We're now ready to select our senior champion heifer of the maintainers. We need Lane Brenneyes summer yearling, Willow, and Austin Yeager's junior yearling, Diamond. Steve, we have to select senior champion first. So Kira should be waiting. She'll come in for grand.
bring these two heifers back out here for your senior champion, and I'll just go ahead and talk through them real quick. I think the young man's heifer up front, one that, like I said in class, could probably just be relaxed off both ends of her skeleton, but when you take that out of the picture, I think that's a really level-spined, good-looking, deep-bodied kind of female that offers plenty of rib shape and muscle. And then this heifer out of the second class, one that I really like her pin set, I really like her stifle shape. In terms of freshness, look, and extension, she probably edges over the one ahead of her. Just a flatter-sided, kind of harder-doing kind of cattle. When you take these out in the pasture, I think I just trust the young man's heifer first a little bit more when you get him out in the field. Congratulations.
Senior champion heifer goes to Lane Brenneyes, reserved to Austin Yeager. Next, we'll select our grand champion heifer of the maintainers. So we'll need Lane Brenneyes, our senior champion, and Kira Lehman's junior champion.
Give these maintainer exhibitors a round of applause out here. I'll go ahead and talk this calf out in front. I think her neck shape and how feminine she is about her head and neck, how she works back with a level spine, her extra body shape I like. Maybe one that just gets a little too coarse about her navel, but I will say one that's just a little bit more relaxed in her shoulder, sets down on a really soft lower joint. I like that about that female. I'll take a second look and go ahead and pick you a champion.
Champion heifer goes to Kira Lehman. And reserve will go to Lane Brenneyes. Once again, our champion heifers banners for the maintainers are sponsored by Shetron Auction and Equipment. So thank you very much for the support of our show. Next class maintainer, best bred and owned, one entry from Lane Brenneyes. Our next set of classes will be our other registered breeds. Junior yearling heifer of the other registered breeds. We should have Kira Lehman's Terra Rubra, Katie Miller's Miss Tito, and Austin Yeager's Chocolate.
Well, I hate to sound like a broken record out here, but young man, this is a really nice heifer, I think. I'll just say it again. I like her body shape, her maternal capacity. That one has cow written all over her. I just like to soften her up off both ends of her skeleton. But young man, congratulations on raising a real nice bred and owned.
Maintainer bred and owned, first place, Lane Brenneyes. Lane will come back in a little bit later in our show to compete for the champion bred and owned of the entire breeding beef show. Next class, other registered breeds, junior yearling heifer, 3 entries. Kiera Lehman, Tara Rubra. Katie Miller, Miss Tito. And Austin Yeager, Chocolate. Next class is to ringside, other registered breeds. 2-year-old heifer, 1 entry from Kiera Lehman, and a summer yearling bull, another entry from Kiera Lehman. Austin Yeager, we're waiting on your junior yearling heifer. That's your class.
Young lady brings us a really nice entry in the AOB show, one that's extremely highly presented. I like that one in terms of her levelness and her build, but how she couples that with the extra mass, power, and substance to give her that show ring appeal is what really sends her to the top. Young lady, that's a nice heifer. Congratulations. Young man's heifer right here, I think, offers some look, length, and extension. Plenty of muscle packed in that female, but I'm afraid that might be your detriment when you get that one out and going. Just wants to hit the surface a little tighter. Want to square her up on them four corners right there, but young man, I think that one has plenty of muscle, plenty of turn. That's a nice heifer as well. Young lady brings us a white park here to round out the class, and one that I actually think in terms of being a maternal, good-built, level-made female might precede the one ahead of her. I'm just afraid that one needs to be opened up, maybe a nickel too flat-sided, needs more true pin width and shape when you get behind her, but I think that's a nice heifer to go out and breed on. Congratulations.
Junior yearling heifer, first place, Katie Miller with Miss Tito. Second, Austin Yeagers, Chocolate. And third, Kira Lehman, Tara Rubra. Next class, other registered breeds, 2-year-old heifer, one entry from Kira Lehman with Vera.
Young lady brings us a nice single entry here in the senior yearling class, and one that's maternal aspects, body shape, and power I really, really admire. One that might be just pushing a little extra condition when you study her throat and chest, but then again, you look at how her level her top line is and how well she sinks back into her flank and udder development. I think she holds that condition together pretty well. Young lady, that's a nice heifer. Congratulations.
2-year-old heifer, first place, Kira Lehman. We're now ready to select our senior champion heifer of the other registered breeds. We'll select senior champion and grand champion heifer at the same time. From the junior yearling class, we need Katie Miller's Miss Tito, and the 2-year-old heifer, Kira Lehman's Vera.
Really nice lineup here in the AOB heifer division, and I think one of these heifers out here just hits me with a little bit more genuine shape, a little more muscle, a little more eye appeal when you get them both back out here. I'll go pick you a champion. We'll bring that second place back in.
Senior champion and grand champion heifer of the other registered breeds goes to Katie Miller's Miss Tito. We'll bring back the second place from her class in the junior yearling heifers, Austin Yeager Chocolate. And we'll select our reserve senior and reserve grand. Next class is our other registered breeds summer yearling bull. So Kira Lehman's Kimber Fire should be at ringside.
I'm not going to go out here and talk these things again, but I think there's a heifer out here for reserve that I just trust more a little bit when I send these things out in the pasture. One that's a little bit softer jointed, a little bit better in her build, and actually paints a pretty good silhouette from the side. Young lady out of the White Park class, she's going to be reserve.
Reserve senior champion and reserve grand of the other registered breeds goes to Kira Lehman's Vera. Next class, other registered breeds, summer yearling bull. One entry, Kira Lehman, Kimber Fire. As a single entry here. This will also be our drive for senior champion bull and grand champion bull of the other registered breeds. Our champion banners for this breed group are being sponsored by Shetron Auction and Equipment again, so thank you so much, Terry Shetron, for your support. Crossbreed exhibitors. Your classes are up next. Please make your way to ringside. Crossbreed exhibitors.
Young lady brings us a nice single entry here in the bull show, and I think when you study that one's head shape, his ocular width, and his crest, I think he's plenty masculine and rugged for me. Really level-spined, good-footed kind of bull. I wish he just didn't taper back to a tighter flank and just a little narrower pin set, but one that I think will go out and do good things for this young lady. Congratulations.
Summer yearling bull, first place. Kira Lehman, she'll also stand with Fire as our senior champion bull and the grand champion bull of the other registered breeds. Up next, other registered breeds, best pair of heifers, one entry from Kira Lehman. Other registered breeds, best pair of heifers coming in the ring. One entry from Kira Lehman.
Young lady brings us a nice pair of heifers here, and as we go back into the own show just a couple minutes ago, there wasn't much that I could take away from these two females. Sound, good-bodied, soft-footed kind of cattle. Things that'll do really, really nice things in the future for this young lady. Indicative to their breed, they could have a little bit more muscle, a little bit more power, but I think for two pair of White Park females here, really, really impressive. Congratulations.
First place, best pair of heifers of the other registered breeds is Kira Lehman. Congratulations. We're now ready for our crossbreed show. First class summer yearling heifer. 2 entries. Brindley Wright with Lola and Olivia Homan with Star. Next class, crossbreed junior yearling heifers. 2 entries from Brindley Wright with Jade and Lexi. They should be at ringside.
Nice way to start the commercial heifer show here, and I think I'm going to leave them how they come in. I think the young lady's heifer out front just offers a little bit more length and extension, a little bit more eye appeal. If anything, I'd like to drop her in her heart and flank, maybe just give her a little bolder rib shape, I like that one's muscle, but then again, maybe just a little too hard. I'd like to soften her up in her muscle pattern, but I think that's a nice way to start. Young lady brings us a nice Highland influenced heifer here that goes second. One that simply just gets outweighed and outpowered here. Doesn't have the same amount of substance, doesn't have the same amount of body shape and eye appeal. One I definitely like to see come back here next summer, because I think that one has the right kind of parts and pieces, just maybe needs a little bit more time on feed. Young lady, congratulations.
Crossbred Summer Yearling Heifer, first place, Brinley Wright with Lola, and second, Olivia Homan with Star. Next class, Junior Yearling Heifer, 2 entries, Brinley Wright Jade and Brinley Wright Lexi. Next class in the ring will be our senior champion heifer drive. So we need our summer yearling heifers from the last class at ringside. Helping with our show today is our Shippensburg Fair royalty. Newly selected last night, we have our Shippensburg Fair queen, Lexi Boyd, and our Shippensburg Fair sweetheart, Lily Eder. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming out and helping us at the show here today.
Another nice set of commercial heifers here, and I'm going to leave them how they came in once again. I like this heifer right here to start. I think the way she ties out of the top side of her shoulder, ultra feminine neck set and head, works back in a level spine and does it with extra length of stride. If anything, I just want to soften that one up, maybe broaden her about her body shape. But I think that's a nice way to start your class. Young lady's black and white heifer here. I actually prefer her extra rib shape. She has a softer lower turn about her center body. If anything, I'd want to tone that one down in the angle to her front shoulder. Maybe give that one just a little bit more flex and ease off her hind two when she gets out and goes. But I think that's a nice one to take home and be a part of your operation. Young lady, congratulations.
Junior yearling heifer, first place, Brinley Wright's Jade. Second place, Brinley Wright's Lexi. At this time, we're ready for our senior and grand champion crossbred heifer drive. We should have Brinley Wright's Lola and Brinley Wright's Jade.
Bring our class winners back here in the commercial division, and I think these heifers stack up rather nicely. Very similar in their types and kinds. I think one of them just does it with a little more feminine package, a little softer build and smoother look. I think I like the calf to win. Young lady's bigger heifer to be reserved.
Senior and Grand Champion Crossbred Heifer goes to Brinley Wright's Lola, and reserve will stand as Brinley Wright's Jade. All right, at this time we're ready to select our Grand Champion Heifer of the Breeding Beef Show. From the Angus, we need Hannah Brennies Kinsley. From the Scimitars, Maverick Geddes, Alley Cat. From the Maintainers, Kira Lehman's Prada. From the other registered purebreds, Katie Miller's Miss Tito. And from our crossbreeds, Brinley Wright's Lola. All right, Judge, that's your drive. This is our Grand Champion Heifer Drive. We'll select a champion and a reserve. Those awards are sponsored by the Helm Sisters Cattle Company. Champion receives a banner and a boot bag, and our reserve also receives a banner. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Let's give all of our exhibitors, our judge, our sponsors, all of our ring help, our photographer, everybody a round of applause. Thanks for making the show happen this morning.
Well, first and foremost, I want to give everyone here at the Shippensburg County Fair a big thank you for having me out today. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's give all these kids a round of applause for being out here, and even the kids back in the barn. Raising heifers has always been something that my family's tried to do rather well, and we're going to pick a champion out here, and I'll just go ahead and talk through them all real quick. I think the Angus heifer out of that first division is really, really nice in her maternal aspects. I think one that's level about her top line, ties high out of the top side of her shoulder. If I'd like to change anything about her, when you get that one out and moving, she just wants to shuffle out of that front skeleton, push her shoulder out just a touch, but I think that's a nice cow right there. Young man out of the Simmental division, I like your look, I like your extension, body shape, soft lower turn to her body cavity. I think that one just gets a little sharp out of her hind two. Kind of want to pick that one up and where she sets her hock. And like I said in class and division, I like that one's upper pin set. I like her stifle shape. Maybe just a little too over the top in terms of her muscle pattern. Wants to break in her top line, pick her tail head up a little bit, maybe a result of just how hard her muscle pattern is. Young lady brought us a nice calf in the commercial division, and I think one that in terms of her extra look and extension and her feminine build is really nice. One that offers a lot of muscle up high over the top side of her skeleton, out of her pin set. One that just needs to be softened about her heart and flank. Maybe just give her a little more spring of rib there when you get behind the cattle, but I think that's another nice entry there. Young lady brought us a nice blue roan heifer in the maintainer division, and again, I like that one's look. I like her extension. She works back with a really soft turn to her lower body and does that with a little bit extra muscle when you study in her top pin set. Get behind the cattle, I think that one just needs squared up and where her hot six. Maybe just pushes her shoulder out a touch. Needs to be filled out more in that forerib, but I think that's a nice individual as well. And then we'll round out with this AOB heifer right here, a very high presented female. I like her eye appeal. I like her body shape. One that gets out and goes with plenty of athleticism for me. If anything, just let her level her out, smoother in her top line when she gets out in motion. But when she moves with a soft lower skeleton and with plenty of flex and reach, that's okay with me. I'll give these things one more look, and I'll pick you a champion in reserve. Congratulations, all your exhibitors.
Grand champion breeding heifer goes to Katie Miller. We'll replace Katie with our reserve heifer from the other registered breeds, which would be Kira Lehman's Vera.
Bring the reserve out of that division back up out here, and I think she stacks up rather well with the lineup. I'll kind of echo what I said in that class and division. I really like that one's maternal aspect. I like her lines. I like her angles. Really sound kind of cattle. Indicative to that breed. Maybe just needs a little bit more muscle shape. Needs to be opened up just a touch. I'll take another look and get you a reserve.
Reserve Grand Champion heifer goes to Hannah Brenice from the Angus division. Let's give another round of applause to all of our exhibitors. We've got one class left, and then we'll send them off. Last class in the ring will be our grand champion, bred and owned. Champion bred and owned, sponsored by Steve and Diane Helm. In our Angus division, we have Hannah Brenneyes with Kinsley. And in the maintainers, we have Lane Brenneyes with Willow.
Well, if any of you are involved in this cattle thing, you know how hard it can be to get a bred and owned to this quality out here. Give these exhibitors a round of applause for raising these kind of cattle. I'm not going to take too long. I think I was very pleased with the quality that was out here all day. I'll go pick you a champion bred and owned. Everyone, give them another round of applause. The exhibitors did great.
Champion bred and owned goes to Hannah Brenneyes with Kinsley. We'll bring in Mackenzie Myers. And we'll select a reserve bred and owned. Reserve champion bred and owned goes to Mackenzie Myers with Lady Leia. Honorable mention out to Lane Brenneyes. Great job, bud. All right, one more time. Let's send them off with a great big round of applause. Congratulations to all our breeding beef exhibitors. Thank you so much to our judge, Mr. Carson Fahey. It's been great having you. We